All right, we're recording. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to NJSL Presents. My name is Lucia Ariel. I'm a reference librarian with the New Jersey State Library. I help present NJSL Presents, again here at the State Library. I'm happy to introduce Marsha Rudolph, our registered yoga teacher for this webinar. Marsha works as a community health education coordinator with Capital Health and has been teaching breath awareness for the last 29 years and yoga for the last 19 years. Her specialty is working with people who may feel too intimidated by challenging yoga classes and who actually may prefer classes with gentle stretching and postures to increase flexibility or to complement a more vigorous exercise routine. Again, many thanks to Marsha. A few housekeeping items before we start. A reminder that you can submit questions at any point during the presentation. You can do this using Zoom's Q&A function, or you can type your questions directly into the chat. When you exit Zoom after the presentation, you'll be prompted to fill out a survey. Please do so. We appreciate your feedback. If you're interested in any additional information about Capital Health events, you can visit their website, capitalhealth.org/events. I'll be popping a live link of that into the chat. Capital Health has just finished their community health lecture series for the spring semester. Through the link we'll be providing, you can view the programs offered by Capital Health's Community Health Education Department for ongoing events on diabetes, mental health, childbirth education, and other topics. Their programs for the fall semester will be updated in August, so be sure to check back in on their website in the fall. Oh, yes. Marsha also requested I share a link to a very, a very well fit internet article as a reference for yoga poses to use after this session. Would you like me to put that in the chat before or after the session, Marsha?
Either is fine, yes.
All right, I'll put it in before and then again later on. There will be a follow-up email with all of the links mentioned after the session. All righty. I'm trying to get to the next slide. Come on, there we go. All right. I'm now briefly going to go over your available Zoom controls. This is what your screen should look like now if you're on Mac or Windows. If you're on a mobile device, it will look a little different, but everything will be functionally the same. In the left-hand corner, you have your audio settings. In the case that you're using a headset or earbuds, you can adjust those settings there. If you're having any issues during the session, you can click the raise hand button in the center. And I will direct message you and do my best to help resolve your issue. On either side of the hand, as you can see, there are the chat and QA options. You can use either of these to submit questions. Again, you could do so at any point during the presentation, as mentioned. Let's see. Okay, that's it for housekeeping items. I'm very happy to turn it over to Marsha for a great yoga session. All right.
Welcome everybody to our New Jersey State Library program. Thank you to the New Jersey State Library for inviting me today to lead the chair yoga class, and thank you for attending today. I won't be talking too long because I want to have time for a practice, but just a little bit of history about yoga. Yoga has been around for thousands of years. They found pictographs in caves thousands of years ago. The sage Patanjali first wrote it down about 2,500 years ago, so it's been around for a long time. A little bit about the word yoga. It comes from the Sanskrit word yuj, which means to yoke. So for our purposes, it means bringing into wholeness, bringing into one of body, mind, and spirit. And there are many benefits to yoga. If you're interested, you could look up this list. It's on Yoga Alliance, and it's called the Top 10 Reasons to Try Yoga. Stress relief, that's my how I got into it when I need it myself very much. And also I have a passion for helping people just to have some extra tools in their toolbox to deal with stress. We're all so busy and have so many challenges these days, and the world's a little crazy, so it's helpful to just have those additional tools. So it's great for stress reduction. It actually helps to lower the hormone cortisol, which is a stress hormone. It helps to lift the mood. It's great for anxiety and depression. Also good for pain relief. They've done studies. Has helped people with MS and going through treatment for cancer and autoimmune diseases. It helps with breathing, flexibility, increasing strength. Weight management. This is a big one. I've taught conscious eating classes and usually bring in a yoga session for that. Actually, the first half of my life, I was always very overweight. It's probably been, I don't know, at least 25 years now. I've kind of been able to maintain a certain weight. And it helped me a lot, I think, doing the yoga, of course, you know, exercise and good diet, because it just makes you more body aware and you have more of a sense of fullness and just taking better care of your body. Yoga can also improve circulation, cardiovascular conditioning, and body alignment is big. So we'll work a lot today with posture, breath, body awareness, and then focusing on the present. So it helps to bring us in the present moment. And this can help with coordination. So for falls, it's good because if we're more aware when we walk up and down the steps and we're paying attention, which practice of yoga can do, then we're less apt to fall. It's also good for reaction time, focus, and memory. So many, many benefits to yoga. And in terms of a chair yoga practice, if you have mobility issues or you have trouble standing or getting up and down from a mat, probably I teach only really gentle yoga. So, and it is on a mat, but probably half my class at least could be taught on the chair, probably more. And we will do mostly seated poses today, but at the end, I might bring a couple things in standing if you're able to, and you'd like to try them. And I found a couple stretches that I really like using the chair or even using a wall in standing. I actually like better than the traditional. So there are a lot of great benefits to a chair yoga practice. And the big thing with yoga, and I'm going to repeat it over and over today, is breath awareness and body awareness. So in our culture, we're always thinking. So we kind of live from the head up and we forget about our feet and our legs and our body and our breath. And so focusing more on actually bodily sensations, breath awareness, breath sensation, helps to just kind of anchor the mind and quiet down those thoughts and bring in more peace, which we could all use. So we will get started. If you're able to come a little bit more forward on your chair, that would be great. If not, if you need the back, that's fine as well. The reason is just it helps a little bit better with posture so that you're kind of not slumping. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a moment. So if you're able to, then you can come a little forward on the chair. I do want to tell you, if you ever have any pain in anything we do, please back off. It's important to take care of yourself and to listen to your own body. That's really big. So again, if you have any pain, then just do your own stretches or you can rest. That's perfectly fine. All right, so we're going to start by closing our eyes. And this just helps to increase that internal sensing of the body and of the breath. And helps to quiet down that active thinking mind. So we're going to bring the feet so that they're hip width apart. The knees are right above the ankles. And we sense the feet and the legs. And we have these two bones. It would be great if you have a hard chair today, but you might be able to feel them if you have a cushiony chair as well. But if you rock a little bit side to side or maybe forward and back, you'll feel these two bones. They're called ischium bones or sits bones. And they just kind of anchor us to our chair. And then we're just going to bring awareness to the back body with the eyes closed and just sensing low back, the sacral area, which is at the base of the spine, the middle of the back. And the big one is the shoulders, particularly if we sit a lot at a computer. So just really allowing your shoulders to release away from the ears. As you do that, keeping the heart and chest area nice and open. Relaxing the neck. And gently lifting the crown of the head towards the ceiling so the spine can be nice and long. So again, yoga works a lot with posture that helps us in so many different ways. Arms, hands, and fingers can completely relax. If you're comfortable, you could just rest your hands on your thighs and have palms up or palms down. And just relaxing the belly and the ribs. And opening up the heart and the chest area. So those collarbones are spread wide across the front of the chest. And relaxing the throat. And just releasing all the facial muscles. So the jaw can drop, the cheeks can relax, the lips and the tongue. The eyes can soften, and the forehead skin releases across the top of the face. And just again, sensing the feet, the soles of the feet on the ground. The legs, the sits bones, spine, the shoulders relaxed, the heart open, and the crown of the head lifted. So again, yoga is about wholeness. We want to feel, actually sense every part of the body. And as we increase that sensory awareness, gives the mind a chance to rest. And as we do that, the breath probably will start to naturally settle down. So just feeling the breath, moving the body walls as you inhale and as you exhale. Just allowing the breath to come and go completely on its own without trying to change it at all. And a nice way to just increase breath awareness is just to take one hand, you can place it on the belly, anywhere in the belly area, and one on the chest. Again, keeping the shoulders away from the ears and the spine once you do this. We're just going to take a moment now, just like a breath meditation, just to bring awareness and focus to the two hands. So one hand is on the belly, one hand is on the chest. And with that, just notice, do you feel any movement at all in the palms of the hands? So you might feel the belly grow wide as you inhale and come back in as you exhale, or the chest rise and fall with a breath. So we're just bringing the focus there and sensing the breath, staying with that. Just noticing how we feel. It's always just good to check in. And we're just going to bring that sense of body and breath awareness in to all the stretches and postures that we do today. you like, you could just bring the palms together in the heart and chest as we close this part of our practice, or you can even crisscross the hands over the heart and the chest areas. Another nice one. As we end the meditation portion, but again, just bringing that breath and body awareness today into the practice. And then it's always nice from here just to do a little stretching. So just learning again to listen to the body. What needs to be stretched from here? It could be the legs, maybe you need to stretch your back. You've been sitting a lot. Also, another note, if you have a mat, recommend bringing the chair onto the mat. For most of the classes should be fine, but there's going to be one that I'm going to bring in at the end in standing. And then it's possible the chair might move, so just so much of a slip. So if you have one, that would be great. But just a little stretching. Just make it individual to you. So we all need different stretches. We have different areas of maybe tightness. So just giving yourself permission now to stretch. Excuse me. And if your eyes aren't open, you're welcome to open them now. And just start to do some warm-ups just to loosen up the hips and the spine. So just doing circling around those sits bones. Again, keeping the spine long and in line as we do this. And it's just a good warm-up for the hips and the spine. Sorry, my chair is squeaking a little. And you can switch directions. Always make sure you're breathing. And then we're just going to come back to center. Always welcome to do little stretches in between. And once again, just checking your alignment so that the feet are hip width and they're parallel to one another, and the knees are above the ankles. And from here, we're going to do some spinal flexors. Again, keeping the spine nice and long, the shoulders away from the ears, and the heart and chest area open. So we're going to just inhale, maybe lean a little forward, arch the back, and then exhale, kind of bring the arms long as we stretch into the back. Inhale, arching. Exhale, rounding. And on your own. So you're going to follow your own breath rhythm. It's actually best not to follow me because we all breathe at a different rate. And it'll be more helpful for you if you can follow your own inhalation and your own exhalation. So this is just really great to begin to warm up the spine. And then we're just going to come back to center. And again, it's always just good to check in. My shoulders relaxed, my spine long. And then from here, we're just going to bring the arms up in a V. And we're going to stretch nice and long through the fingers. The gaze can either be forward or a little bit up. And we feel the sides of the body open up with the breath. And just checking in with the shoulders, just relaxing them as we reach and breathe. And then from here, we're going to stretch, and then we're going to just bend at the elbows. Palms are going to face each other. Shoulders are relaxed. And from here, we're going to inhale to the left, exhale to the right. And again, let the breath lead the movement. And in order to protect the low back, you can engage those core muscles. So just pull the navel in a little bit towards the spine. The gaze can follow the palms of the hands. That's comfortable for you, going side to side. Again, shoulders relaxed. And this is nice if you're a little tired. It's helpful just to wake you up a little bit. And then you can bring that to a close so that we roll shoulders a little bit. Stretch a little bit. And these last three warm-ups, they're from the Kundalini tradition. And the Kundalini type of yoga is good for just working through any blockages in the body. It also releases any stuck energy. So it works a lot with just boosting our energy, our life force. And then from here, let's just do some stretches with the legs. So you're welcome to hold on to the sides of your chair. If you prefer, just hold on to the thighs, just to make sure you're steady. Actually, let's just start with the right leg first. So the left foot and leg can stay where it started. And we're just gonna lengthen again. You can hold on to the side of the chair if that's helpful. And just lengthen that right leg out. And inhale, we're just gonna bring the toes towards the floor. Exhale, flex. Inhale away, exhale, flex. And again, you can do that a few times. Breath. Maybe some ankle rotations from here. Try the other direction. Usually that first direction is a little bit easier. And with an extension, flexing, and just bring the right foot onto the ground. And maybe right away, just notice that right foot and right leg. Maybe it feels a little bit different than the left. So sometimes just bringing that awareness in and working it a little bit makes it maybe feel a little lighter or more solid. So we do the other side. Then once again, you can hold onto the chair or your legs, whatever's comfortable for you. And this time we're going to extend the left leg out. Again, the right foot is in that starting position now with the right knee above the right ankle. And the right foot hip width. Nice long spine. And inhale, point the toes towards the floor. Exhale, flex the foot back in. And again, you can do this a few times. Breath. Some ankle rotations. The direction. And then maybe extend it and flex it before you bring it back. Good. And then from here, let's you can, so we have a couple options. You can hold on to the side of your chair. You could hold on to the hip. And we're going to start with that left hand either on the side of the chair or the left hip. So nice long spine, right hand can start on the right thigh. First thing we're going to do is just inhale, that right arm nice and long towards the ceiling, reaching the fingers nice and long. And then keeping the spine in line, we're just going to stretch a little bit to the left. want to try a little more, you can even bring that left hand down onto a leg chair. The leg, what is that? The leg of the chair to the side. Just open up the right side of the body. Stretch fingers and don't overdo it. Make sure your neck is okay. You can move it ahead to place that feels comfortable. And just feel the breath come into the right side of the body. Stretch a little to the left. And then just bring it back up. And let's just release it. You can let that shoulder. And the other side. So again, you can hold on to the seat of the chair, or the hip on the right, and the left hand will start on top of the left thigh. Inhale, flip the arm up. Let's stretch up. Breathe. Inhale, nice and long, and then exhale. We're just going to bend a little bit towards the right. Again, you can keep the hip or the chair or the leg. Keeping the spine in line, nice and long. And feeling the breath now come into the left side of the body. Inhale, back up. Exhale, release. And let's just kind of roll both shoulders now. All right, a little bit from here. Let's do sun breath. So this is a nice one to do in standing as well. Again, let's just start with the feet hip width apart. And the knees above the ankles before we do anything. And we feel the sits bones and the spine nice and long and the shoulders relax. Just kind of always coming back to that. Breathe. Inhale, arms up. Open the sides of the body. You can look up if that's comfortable. Exhale. Down on your own, following your own breath rhythm. Just always inhaling up and exhaling down. And the speed of this will always change. It just depends what your body needs. Maybe it needs to be a little slower today or a little faster. So again, really important to listen and move from your own breath. Get tired, you can stop. Otherwise, you can do a few more. And just bring that to a nice close. You can just move shoulders, a little stretch, a little bit. And then from here, we're going to do a seated mountain pose. So mountain pose is the foundational posture of yoga. It's pretty simple and gentle, but it's also really powerful. So it's good for working with posture, so alignment, also great to just kind of ground and quiet us, also confidence building. Particularly standing, if you want to try it some point in standing. We actually may get to that tonight or today. And what we're going to do, we just start with the feet, same sitting position. So that's really important. Feet hip width, knees above the ankles, sits bones on the spine. We're just going to gaze forward. And we have a couple options with the hands. Good. Simply bring the arms long towards the body with the palms facing our legs, hips, and kind of open the palms. So just notice if you want to try the different hand positions, Notice what feels best for you right now. And again, that can change from time to time, and notice how you feel. Breathe. And if we fix the eyes on one spot straight ahead, it really helps with our focus and concentration. Other options are to bring hands into prayer, our chest area. So head is another option. Eyes want to come up, or maybe you want to stay forward. So any of these are fine. Stay with the breath. And wherever you're at, we still want to remember that we have feet. So we just still sense the feet. Again, that fullness. Inhale, reach. Nice and long stretch. Exhale. Once again, you can just roll shoulders. Neck a little bit is always good. And next we're going to try a chair twist. So there are so many versions of chair twists and twists in general. So we can try this one, but if you want to look into it a little bit more, you're welcome to do that. You might see some different versions that you like. So first thing we're going to do, you've got your sitting position. Inhale the arms nice and long up. Enjoy the stretch. And then on an exhale, you're going to bring your right hand to either the top of the left thigh or the outside of the right thigh. And you can kind of just inhale that other hand arm up. You can either grab onto the back of a chair or maybe the side of the chair somewhere, wherever it's going to be comfortable for you, or the back of the seat is another good spot. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to just look center first. So we're going to press into both hands and we're going to lengthen the spine. Nice and long. And then on an exhale, we're going to just start to gaze towards the left. It might just be to the side. If it's comfortable for you, keeping the spine nice and long, you can look towards that left shoulder. So you just want to feel comfortable and at ease in the stretch. Breathe. These are really good for the spine. Also, twists help to release toxins from the body. They're calming. Inhale, up, stretch, and then exhale. This time we bring the left hand to the right thigh, either top or the outside of the right thigh, and the right arm can come the back of the chair or the seat or the side. Again, whatever feels best for your body. Just never pushing, but staying with what's comfortable. And then the first thing we're going to do is just stretch center first. Inhale nice and long, just pressing into both hands, long spine. And exhale, we're going to start to look to the right, keeping the spine in line. Again, if you're comfortable, you can look towards the right shoulder. You might find one side's more open than the other. It's very common. Got some injuries, different things can cause that. Stay with the breath. And then inhale up. Exhale. Let's just return. Do a little stretch now. Get the spine, that rounding of the spine always feels nice. Just to release any folding in the spine now, maybe the lower back area. All right. Let's see how much more we can get in today. Okay. So from here, we're going to start with that starting position of the feet. And let's inhale the arms up. And on an exhale, we're going to bring the arms down and we're going to start to lean the body forward. Try to keep the spine in line. If you have blocks, you could always put them by your feet. That's nice. You could also hold on to the legs if you can't quite make it to the ground with the fingers or the hands. And we're just going to rest the front of the body on the thighs. And if you have unmedicated high blood pressure, heart disease, or any serious eye issues, you want to keep the head level with the heart here for a forward bend. Otherwise, you're welcome to lower the head and just kind of melt the shoulders. And you will get benefit from both. So the forward bends are great for stress reduction. Breathe. And they're also just a nice stretch for the spine. So we'll stay here. Again, you're welcome to use blocks for support if you have them. And then whenever you're ready, we're just going to bring the hands back to the thighs. Start to come up. Let's see. And again, it's always good to move. All right. From here, we're going to do a little hip stretch. And again, if this is too much, then just practice whatever we did before, do your own stretches. So this does require a little bit extra flexibility. So again, honor your own body. And feet are hip width. Knees above the ankles, spine long. And if you're able to, you're just going to now cross that right ankle over the top of the left thigh. And from here, this is a nice stretch, hip stretch just on its own, nice long spine. Totally relax. We also do this on the mat on our backs. I actually do this after I exercise every time. There's a little bit more to it on the back, but we'll do another step here. There's kind of steps you can take with this. It's called a piriformis stretch. It stretches that muscle that runs from the hip all the way down the thigh. So the next step, if you want to try, is just pressing, inhale, pressing that right knee towards the ground just a little bit. I think it's a little bit more of a stretch. Again, if this is all too much, then you can do one of the prior positions. Sometimes people have knee or hip surgeries or injuries. So it's important to take care of yourself. If you want to try a little more and you're able to, you can actually keep the spine in line and just, however you can comfortably, maybe hold on to the foot and the thigh. Just going to bring the spine in line and a little bit forward for just a little more stretch. Again, any of that is fine. And then back up. And once again, let's just do a little check-in with that right foot and leg now. Just notice how it feels. Just how the left foot and leg feels. And we're working with increasing sensory awareness. It's a way to quiet the mind. And then from here, if you're able to, you can do the other side. So you're going to bring down the left ankle so it rests on the top of that right thigh. We always start from the sitting bones nice and long, so that starting position. And from here, nice long spine. And you can just hold on to the foot and the knee, whatever's comfortable for you, natural. So again, this is fine. You can stay here. If you want a little more stretch, and then inhale, you can just press that left knee towards the floor. Reset, so up to you. You want to do a little more, keeping the spine in line. You're welcome to come forward again. Just noticing how your body feels. Not pushing yourself. Just coming up. And then from here, this is one where if you're feeling a little slippy, if you're on a hard floor and you don't have any padding underneath or carpet, you may not want to try this because the chair might move, but it's kind of a nice ending to that sequence. Of course, you could do some of your own stretches here. So we're basically going to do a knee to chest in the chair, which again, you can do this on your back, the mat. Also wonderful to release any holding in the low back. So you can interlace the fingers and just start to bring that right knee, keeping a nice long spine in towards the chest. If it's more comfortable, you can even just bring the hands under the knee and bring it back that way. Nice long spine. Just a way to give the low back a little bit of tension. Breathe. Gaze forward. And bring the right foot on the ground. And just bring it back to the starting position. And then we're going to do the other side. So bring that left knee in. They're interlacing the fingers and bringing them to the shin or underneath the left knee. Nice long spine, sits bones, shoulders relaxed, and just facing forward, breathing. And then releasing it and letting it go. And then from here, so we're going to repeat sun breath and mountain pose in standing, but you can continue to do it in seated if you're not able to come to standing. If you are able to come to standing, I hope as I move, let's see, I can fit in there. All right, so actually, really need the chair now, although you could use it if you feel like you're a little bit unsteady. So again, only if you're able to. We're going to come to the feet and just bring some awareness to the soles of the feet. Any way that you can do that, you can rock a little back. And then once again, we're just going to check that they're parallel to one another. And straight ahead. And then from here, we're going to do sun breath. Inhale up nice and long. Exhale. Back down. On. And again, you're going to follow your own breath. Nice and easy. Again, you can do this in seated. Maybe one more. Do this longer when you have a longer class. And then we're just going to come back. Same stance. And we're just going to feel now the four corners of the feet. So the heels, the balls of the feet, the balls of the toes. Nice long spine. Arms are going to just come down by our sides. And same hand position. So either just keep the arms, the hands facing the thighs, you know, shoulders away from the ear, spine nice and long. Palms together. So you can stay with any of these, whatever's feeling right for you right now. Head. Don't forget your feet. That's really important to just keep us grounded. And again, just working towards that fullness. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, we're going to release. So I'm going to show you just real quickly what you can do on your own because we're getting a little bit short of time here. So you can do what's called downward facing dog from the floor. I actually like the stretch from the chair myself, probably better. So you could use the back of the chair and you just basically walk the feet back. You're just going to bring the head so that it is between the two arms, and you're just reaching back with the hips, and you're just giving the spine a nice stretch. So you're welcome to do that and breathe. You can try that briefly here, but on your own, you can try it longer at home. Again, it's more like a forward bend, which is very relaxing. The other way you can do it is to just face the chair towards you and hold onto the seat of the chair. Do the same walk back. And just bring the spine long with the head between the arms. Long and breathe. And just come up again. It's important to do those with the mat, or you could bring the chair even against the wall. So that is a little bit in standing. Make sure we have a little time today for questions and answers. So let's come back to our chair, and we're going to just close. At the end of class, we call it Shavasana, or final relaxation. So again, in a mat class, you would be down on your back and release the whole back body. In the chair, I'm going to come back to how we were in the beginning, how we sat throughout. So again, you can close your eyes, feet on line with the hips and the knees above the ankles. And the hands are resting on the thighs. And the spine is nice and long. The shoulders are relaxed. Away from the ears. Again, we just really feel that crown lifting. So we sense the feet, sense the sits bones, or the spine. Relax the legs, back body, belly, heart and chest, neck and the throat. All the facial muscles can relax and let go. Jaw, cheeks, lips, the tongue, the eyes, forehead, skin. And just notice our breath. Just allow the breath to come into its own natural rhythm as it comes and goes on its own. Just notice how we feel right now. And you can either keep your hands on your thighs, or you can bring the palms of the hands together. Stay with the breath. This is always a really nice time to maybe bring in a word or a phrase that would support you. It could be as simple as saying to yourself, peace, 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 or something else that would be nurturing. Just helps to kind of sink that into the body. So we're quiet now. And then we just end class with a traditional yoga ending. which is the word namaste, which means the light in me honors the light in you. It's a Sanskrit word. So namaste. And thank you very much for coming to our yoga class today. I'm happy to stay and answer some questions. I find sometimes my students are just very quiet at the end, so there's no pressure on that. But if you'd like to ask some questions, I'm here now. If you have questions on, let me just show you real quick. I have a book list. It's a little outdated, but it's good. But I like this one. It's called Yoga for Everyone, and it has just wonderful modifications for doing poses on the chair or on the mat for every kind of body. So that's a nice one. It's by Diane Bundy. All right. Thank you once again. We could take some questions.
Yeah, it looks like you said, people do get quiet at the end because it's more of a physical activity that you experience. So there aren't any questions in the Q&A or chat, but if anybody would like to put any in last minute, or actually if you have any last minute remarks or other information, you mentioned that book that you liked.
Oh, well, it's called Yoga for Everyone, and it's by Diane Bundy. Would you like me to put that in the chat box?
Oh yeah, that would be nice, I think.
Okay. And I'm happy to stay, until 1 if people have questions, if they're just coming out of the meditation port. I'm sorry for only getting now part of my body in here. I guess I put it in. I know for me, let's see if there's, okay, here's the chat. It's a little different with our lectures. Oops. Okay, so it's yoga. All right, there is that.
Oh, I think you put it to the hosts and panelists. I'll just copy and paste one.
Oh, sorry.
That's fine. That happens all the time. Yoga for everyone. Yeah, that looks like it. Let me get out of this chat to see if anyone has said anything. No, very quiet after a lovely event.
Right?
That should, yeah, I imagine everybody's really relaxed now on their lunch break, as am I. All right. I'd like to, wow, that's it. All right. Thank you, Marsha, for a wonderful presentation / session. Let's see, a reminder to our audience that you'll be prompted to fill out a survey after exiting out of Zoom. Please do that. We appreciate your feedback. And that's it. Have a good afternoon, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Continue to practice some yoga and breathing.
I will send out the links mentioned previously in email. And that's it. That concludes today's session. All right.
Thank you very
so
much.
much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.